just guess. No one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Generation Shock. I have my handsome colleagues and the other guy, the special guest. Always love to see his face. So we're going to start off with him. Ladies, he has many secrets, and you can be one of them. It's my boy.
That's you,
I don't get a name. I don't get anything.
No, you're supposed to say
No, you say your own name. You introduce your own name.
Who's number one?
Do you not watch the show?
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't seen it in a while. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow, why do you let him be a
This
guest?
is
You
a
don't even
disclaimer.
watch.
He has not watched the show. This is the disclaimer.
Yeah, but
No,
he's
I've watched the show.
Okay, you know what?
He's listening to another thing over there, though, every day, every Friday.
Now you're getting
LCP, bro.
No,
LCP.
no. You do not say your name. You give me 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce my colleagues once again since we had a blooper. It's my good friend that I thought who supports the show down below. Its name is...
What's going on, guys? My name is Gaston, and I'm happy to be on here today. I do support the show. You know, I'm on here today, special guest.
Well,
Just
you're
not as much as the
You
other
gotta-
show. I get it.
You get.
know.
You gotta give him props though, because we called him last minute. He jumped on it, bro. He didn't say no, so you gotta give him that. I give you props for that.
That is true. That is true. But he forgot how he introed, even though he intro every time.
Oh my god! Count the last episode I was on and count what number this is.
It's like what you like to do with your extracurricular activities, bro. You know what to do when you have somebody over. Like, it doesn't change. Like, you do the same
Jump
thing,
on it.
right?
Let's go.
Yeah, jump on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then.
Speaking
All right.
of jump on it, ladies and gentlemen, he is a beast. He is a man of many talents, and he will jump on it. It's my boy.
Yo, 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 it's the monster on the mic. It's Check Monster. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Or to this morning, today, whatever it is, depending on when you're watching.
That is true. And last but not least, he's a man of many talents as well. He can take photographs. He can edit. He can sing. He can hide his billing statements. It's my boy.
How's everybody doing? Mezia here. Shout out to all you viewers watching out there. You're we actually hit 120 subscribers.
Yes, we have.
It only took 30 episodes,
definitely
but
not
hey,
bad.
we got there.
Yeah,
We got there. We're getting there. We're getting there.
That's
we have a new Facebook page. We have a new Facebook page.
Show.
Yeah. We have a new Facebook page. I converted my Mezia photography page on Facebook and converted it over to Generation Shock. I'm gonna be cross marketing, right? So I'm gonna be using, instead of creating a whole new page for Generation Shock on Facebook, I decided to just use the Mezia photography. So as soon as you guys jump on, I know Nelly doesn't like Facebook. Check Monster, are you on Facebook?
Nope.
So I was gonna give you, administration,
Send me the link.
thing, but I gave it to Josue. I gave it to Goldo, but it's okay. It'll be us two mostly. So promoting on there. So mostly me. So
That is
but
true. That is
Generation
true.
Shock now on Facebook. So Generation Shock 2020 on Facebook. So be on the lookout there too.
Ladies, I just want a small disclaimer here. Brian's face is a book if you love to read. So just throwing that out there. Hopping into today's topics. What? That was a good one. No? You didn't like
I
that
don't
one?
get it. I'm slow. I don't get it.
No, you didn't get the last episode either. We had to work that one out too. Man, that's crazy.
He just didn't know. He just didn't know who Brian was.
No, I think the compadres are rubbing off on you, bro. You're getting a little slow. Anyways, speaking of topics here, I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Nelly, and we're gonna hop into topics. So one thing I want to bring up, definitely Mo Gaba, the child that lost his life to cancer. I think it's awesome what the Baltimore Ravens did. Definitely great honor, but Generation Sports, that's my boy Check Monster, so I'm gonna let him take it off on that one.
So yeah, the Ravens have been working with this individual for a few years now, and he was an honorary member of the organization. Last year, he was at games. They had him on the sidelines and everything like that, and unfortunately, he lost his battle with cancer. And so, in order to honor him, at their home game this past Sunday, instead of having different people in the stands for cardboard cutouts like a lot of the league did it, they only had him. So every cardboard cutout that was put up in the stadium was only of him, in order to honor him and have a little bit of memorial for him during the game, which I thought was really, really cool. He was a special kid. He was he was a huge Baltimore Ravens fan, and they really took him in and made him a part of their family. And I know for that organization especially, that was a loss. They lost a family member, and so they wanted to find some way to honor him and let the world know, and I thought that was really special.
Yeah, I love the part that the mother helped paint Baltimore in the end zone, and then for the letters MO, they painted it big and in gold in remembrance of him. So I thought that was pretty awesome, for them to do, especially in a time right now where no fans are allowed in the stadium. They still went out their way and to honor this kid. So anybody out there who has cancer, just know that we support you, and prayers go out to you and families, obviously, and just be strong. So
yeah, they went out and showed out on the field too, man. They played in his honor, and they trounced the Browns, boy. I mean, they put a beating on him. So, they honored him on and off the field this past Sunday with their trouncing of the Browns, especially when the Browns took it to him last year. So, there was no guarantee there, but Lamar Jackson came out firing. He looked like where he left off in the regular season last year, and boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, NFL better watch out, because I wasn't sure, but this kid might be the real deal.
And speaking,
so did Kansas City, bro. Kansas City started off exactly how they left off, and when I seen it, I was like, man, this is scary, because there's possible a repeat. They added a new running back, right? So their running back, which added more to their offense. Nasty. I was like, whoa, this kid's gonna be. And then the way they played that game against, but it was pretty good. I was excited about the NFL season starting. For me, I was like, man, this is like, as soon as you hear that song, as soon as you start prepping and throughout the whole day. My Sports Center, I haven't watched it in so long. I was like, I put it on Sports Center just to watch football, just to see like the analysts talk about what's gonna happen during the day. Cam Newton killed it. I'm just gonna throw that out there. He killed it. He did.
They almost killed him for his chain, but yeah.
It was kind of different watching that type of his play style in New England, because I watched his play style, but in New England, I actually, as soon as he got that call from the referee where they touch him in the face, unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm like, yeah, if he was in Carolina, he would have never got that call. But he's in New England, he's gonna get all the calls now. So he's in good hands. He's in good hands. He's in good hands.
Let him know.
Come on, it's the Patriots. They got Belichick. It's a new change going on, a new breeze coming through. So with Cam Newton, you even saw it with him working with Josh McDaniel. Like, they're smiling, they're having fun on the field. It's the first game. They're hitting somebody else that's not a fellow player. So that's a good thing to see. The Patriots did go out there and they handled business. I wish I could say the same thing about my team. I'm a huge Denver Broncos fan. We're a young team. We lost to the Titans, but I gotta say that game was very lackluster, not on the Broncos' part, but watching the Titans kicker miss about half of his field goals, or
Gostkowski?
Like 75%.
Ex-Patriots?
It
was horrible.
But what franchise did he play for?
He came from New England, but that's what I was like. For me, I was like, what happened? It's not like you can record the goalpost, right? All it does is stand there.
And whatever the Pats gives their players, because Tom Brady was looking a little suspect too. I don't know, man. I feel like Belichick put something in the water on the Gatorade, because that kicker was missing.
I've said this. I said this before, and I'll say it again. It's Belichick that matters.
That is true. He runs the world. He's the dictator. But speaking about... I don't care who
you have there, is Belichick.
Speaking about, missing, Sheck Monster, did you miss on any of your fantasy leagues? No?
No, I won 3 out of 4. I made one bad play, but I had freaking Chris Thompson in, in my main league, and he got me 2 points. I need Noah Fant to get me 26 points. He gets me 20 points.
I could have got you at least 5 if you put me.
Dude, he got me 20
5.
points in the first half and couldn't get a single catch in the second. But real quick, let's go back to this Patriot shit, because this is what always boils my blood.
Oh, here we go.
All right, let's go. Because you don't want to bring up the Patriots.
First of all, you guys are
We don't want to bring up the
telling me no.
Patriots, right?
Whoa, okay.
I think we lost him because that's
But
again.
anyways,
I
somehow
hit
he
that
got
button.
sitting there telling me, I don't know if you can still
Yeah.
hear me or not.
Yeah, he got that. Hit that button like yo, click.
He hit the trigger.
And we all thought it was
But
Gaston.
anyway,
with his,
I'm waiting.
gas
I'm
station
gonna
one.
wait. He's probably still recording, and I'm gonna repeat this again. Also, I'm gonna wait for him to come back. He's gonna bring the
Alright,
Patriots.
sorry
He's
about
probably gonna
that,
bring
team.
something up. I'm gonna bring. I was like, yo, we 1-0, and you guys are 0-1. Typical Giants. So that's how you start the
Hey, all
season.
I know
So
is I was eating wings and drinking, and I was watching them get their butt whooped.
Yeah, so-
It was pretty bad. Like,
and he's back. He's back.
Yeah,
He
dude,
took
that-
a L
that-
on his internet like the Giants took their false
It's-
loss
it's
of the
not-
season.
It wasn't the internet. First of all, it must be Zoom doing this shit.
Yeah,
But let me
I
get back to
don't
it
know.
real quick.
Oh,
Zoom is perfectly
yeah.
fine. We're all
Eh,
connected.
oh, okay.
So real quick, everybody's talking about the Patriots and saying they look good. Look who they played. They played the Miami Dolphins. Come the freak on, bro.
But
Like,
wait.
dude, no, let me finish.
I don't care.
I'm not
No,
saying-
listen. Miami
Oh my
Dolphins
God. Here
always
we go.
always give us. We play them twice in a season. They always
Yeah,
give us a
Ryan
challenge.
Ryan
And if
Fitzpatrick,
Miami
no
listen,
running game,
if
no
Miami
defense.
Dolphins, it's not a big deal, right? How come when they did that play last like 2 years ago that they
2
stopped us
years
from
ago, they
winning?
had people on their team. They got rid of everybody on their team last year.
I don't wanna hear it.
Everybody. Okay.
I don't want to hear it.
So look, I'm
I don't
not
wanna
saying the
hear it.
Patriots
Okay.
aren't okay.
All right, so
but if you
all
look
right,
at the
we
stat
played-
lines, look at the receiving stat lines, look at the running back stat lines. Those guys didn't do anything
Listen.
during the game, dude.
Okay,
it's
I
like they
understand
played the
you're
Jets.
mad because the
They
Giants
played the
lost,
Jets.
and Roethlisberger had more running
No, here we go.
running yards than Barkley.
I knew it. I
So
knew it.
I know you're mad because of that.
Oh,
So
boy.
don't take it out on me and the Patriots. I understand,
Listen,
but
there was
since
some-
we're still on that sports, I would like to commend a lot of the like the owners, a lot of the stadiums. They did a great job with the fake audience sound. Some of the plays, I was like, yo, that like. You would think that they're there too.
You
I was
must
like,
have
yo,
better
this is
audio than me, 'cause
crazy.
I didn't hear any
Only
of that,
only you
but-
would think that. We all know that
Yeah.
they're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, yo,
in
some
the
of the
Kansas City game, there were people there.
There were.
There
Correct.
were fans.
Yes. And they
yeah, they were.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They kind of messed up on that
The
one.
Jets are the Jags also had family and friends at the game as a trial to run for next week. Their next home game, they're going to have people in the stands. So they also had some people. But the overall football was really good. It wasn't as bad as I thought. It
was
wasn't as
exciting.
sloppy. But there was a lot of
for the
injuries,
Giants
which
game.
is going to hurt the league, which is very disappointing. A lot of people didn't even make it to the season. Galladay wasn't able to come out there. Mike Evans was banged up. Michael Thomas got hurt on the last play of a nothing game, when they're already beaten down.
Is he
Then-
out for the season now? I
He's
think I
not
saw
out for the
some-
season, but it looks like
I
they're going to
lost
put
Von
him.
Miller in
They're going to
practice.
put. There you go, Von Miller. It looks like he's going to be on
Von
IR.
Miller in
Michael Thomas.
practice.
But if you guys want to check that out, I'm going to do an episode tomorrow. Generation Sports. I'll be, or excuse me, not tomorrow. It'll be put out. I forget when we record and when we air, so it'll be put out. It'll already be out probably by the time you see this. But yeah, I'll go more into depth with that. So I don't want to take too much time. But I think overall the NFL did a really good job. They only had one positive case for NFL players during the whole offseason and like 7 positive
That's
cases.
awesome.
7 positive cases for staff. So overall, it's great to see and get me to believe that we're going to get through a whole season. There was a lot of great gameplay. Aaron Rodgers freaking balled out. Russell Wilson
Yeah.
balled out. Like Lamar
We
Jackson
don't talk
balled
about
out.
the Seahawks. The
Like,
Seahawks. We don't talk about the Seahawks.
There was a
We're
lot
playing
of
them next
teams-
week.
There's a lot of teams that did really, really well. And then you had those teams that you just expected to be asked. The Browns looked horrible. Baker Mayfield couldn't hit a freaking receiver to save his life. The
Yo.
Jets just looked like the worst team ever. You know what I'm saying? Like there was
the
just,
Cowboys.
but
Cowboys are pretty bad.
What about
The
them
two-
Cowboys?
the Cowboys didn't look that bad. The two big winners though.
Stephen A. Smith, bro, I love him.
The
What
two
about
big
them
winners-
Cowboys?
Well, no, if you want to know them, you got to tune into my show. I'll tell you who the two big winners of the week were. But
Hey man, gotta give
All right.
credit to Washington.
talking about big winners, right? I want to talk a little
Winners
bit about
or
the Apple
wieners?
commercial. Either one. I want to talk about that Apple commercial real quick because I think they're a big winner in their marketing. Because I personally have an outtake. I don't know if you guys have seen the commercial where they're talking about their security for Apple, and it's that Mezia. You go ahead and tell them what the commercial is. I know you have it memorized.
So the commercial is about that. It starts off with a guy yelling inside of the train station. I just looked up 8 divorce lawyers. You guys heard me? I just looked up 8 divorce lawyers, and then it has a lady saying they're talking to each other. Oh, I love you. I heart emoji. Blue I heart emoji. Oh, but I don't like this guy. Puke face emoji. Puke face. So basically, the whole thing is about privacy, right? That some things should be kept to yourselves, right? So the way I interpret it is more like, those are the informations that, people you don't want on other people's hands. Those are information you don't give out anyways. Private stuff. So, and then they show the Apple and the lock.
And so what I say is this. Apple is a very strategic company. They marketed things for a reason. And I truly believe this goes back to an episode that we talked about earlier in the show, in our season. I don't know, Gaston probably doesn't know about that episode because he didn't watch it. So it's okay. We'll catch him up. But the battle between Fortnite and Apple with the whole ability to be able to pay through the app. And I think Apple directly was trying to call out because of the lawsuit saying, with the marketing campaign, saying this is why we don't let you do this. Because we are protecting the security of our interface. So Fortnite, F off, go home. This ain't happening. And personally, I think that's what they were doing. Because they've had security their whole time, but they never promoted it like that. Why is it all of a sudden now they got a lawsuit out there and now they're doing that? What do you think, Nelly?
I agree with you, bro. I mean, I think it's...
You really think so?
I mean... I feel that way. I mean, obviously, I don't know the reasoning behind it, but Mezia, like when we sat out for like 2 hours and talking about Apple, I think this is Apple saying like, "Hey, mine's bigger than yours, and I'm just gonna swing it around. You ain't shit. Like, yeah, you're a popular game across many platforms, but like, you ain't getting on my shit. Like, I'm still the alpha omega." And it's just as simple as that. I mean, think about it. Like, any company, big companies, they can go, nope, I don't want you. Like, you gotta intrigue me for me to allow you to be on my platform. And you
gotta intrigue me to entertain you.
Yeah, like you gotta throw a number out there that I might get up in the morning to go have a meeting with you. And
with restrictions.
So basically, it's like the ladies with Gaston. They got to bring something to the table to get him up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? They got to be able to intrigue him. You know what I'm saying?
Dang,
he ain't just going. He ain't waking up for anybody.
Is that true?
That's valid.
Yeah.
We'll take that one. We'll take that one.
That was a good one.
We'll take that. That was a good one. We take those.
Yeah.
But
have you
look,
seen the commercial, Gaston?
But hold on. But let me finish. When you think about Apple, like, we know Apple is big on privacy. Like, you don't need an antivirus to buy a Mac. You don't need any of that, like, on your phone. And like, Apple just throwing that out there, it's just like, oh well. Just want to reiterate.
It's not like you can't get. But it's not like you can't get a virus on a Mac.
Correct, but it's about the timing.
It's very highly unlikely, though. It's very highly unlikely. Unless you're doing stupid stuff, like, I don't know, OnlyFans. But
real quick, now that you say that, funny story. Shout out to Goldo. He couldn't be here today. Unfortunately, his computer got corrupted, and so did his phone, probably on those OnlyFans sites. So unfortunately, Gaston's filling in.
Guys, have you seen the commercial? The Apple commercial we're talking about?
Yes. And it's kind of weird because Apple is very big on privacy, but for them to go and make a whole commercial about that, it's kind of them making a statement. Not only that, but look at the timing of when that commercial just came out. You got to look at the launches for all their new devices that just happened. And not only that, but they're pushing their Apple Arcade. What's one of the biggest, most downloaded apps for gaming on their phone? It's going to be Fortnite. So now that Fortnite went behind their back and did that, now it's them making a statement to make sure that going forward, any other company that decides we're going to have microtransactions, they're not going to have it. And if they're going to knock out Fortnite, which some people do decide to go and I'll buy an iPhone to play Fortnite, that's going to be game changing because now they're going to know we can't go behind Apple's back. Apple's now the big brother of the App Store.
Yep.
See, but when I seen that commercial, I didn't think about that. So I'm glad you guys are like opening that up for me, I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like that. The way
I
I
know,
seen it is
we
like,
know you didn't.
hey, yeah. So I know I seen it as a hey, you're secured with us because there's a lot of things that are, for example, a lot of companies when Apple come up with something, a lot of companies jump into it, or people trust Apple and they trust. So right now, for example, some of the new operating system, iOS 14, it's going to be asking you if you want to give companies permission to give your location or have some of the access of your information. So that's also what I think they're also setting up, because the iOS 14 is going to have that feature that a lot of companies at first they didn't like it, because they're like, wait a minute, but we need that information we need so we can, advertise and cater to that area or cater to those people based on the locations and all that. Or if they want to log in, oh, this company wants to use your heartbeat, do you want to allow it, shit like that. So I think that's the biggest. I thought about that immediately versus Epic Games, but that's a good point. But I don't think Fortnite is part of Apple Arcade. But I think what Apple Arcade is going to do is Apple saying, listen, these companies are developing games for us, and they're going to do it, and they're going to come out with a game. Pretty soon, I'm pretty sure that eventually a game will go viral that will be an arcade, an Apple Arcade.
Think about it. Think about when Mario, you were able to download Mario on the iPhone. Like,
yeah.
Even on the keynote, everybody
first
was
on
like,
iPhone before Android.
Yeah, I know.
It was first
Everybody's
on
like
Apple
crazy,
before
but that's
Android.
just because like if you're gonna get your game on the App Store for Apple, like it's most likely gonna take off, especially if it's a good game. It's most likely gonna take off.
Like Flappy Bird.
Yep.
Yeah.
I still have Flappy Bird, by the way. I haven't deleted it. I still have
Sell
the
it.
OG.
Sell it.
I know I should. Right?
No, there's a lot of there's a lot of copies of that.
Yeah, but there's like Crappy Bird, Paper Bird.
Yeah.
No. But
So-
if you have the OG Flappy Bird, I think on eBay you can get a penny of it, just like Fortnite. If you have it on your iPhone still and you didn't delete it, you can sell your iPhone with it, and it still runs. You just can't download it.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. So speaking about things that Lewis probably didn't pay attention to or didn't see the first time, we got a new segment that we're going to cover today, and it's going to go over a lot of different things. We're going to call this segment, though, Back in History, or excuse me, Back in the Day of Lewis. Okay, so we're going to look back in history throughout the entire lifespan of Mezia, excuse me, not Lewis, Mezia. And we're going to look at his entire lifespan, right? And we're going to just talk about some notable points in history that have gone on throughout the eons of my boy Mezia. Okay? I thought this would be fun. And we're just going to talk a little bit about some of these. Some of these might be a little bit serious, some of them a little bit more lighthearted. But go ahead. What's up, Nelly?
I'm a big fan of Mezia. I subscribe every month.
Okay. So, this episode is airing.
I use my Capital One.
On September
Well, go ahead.
17th, 2020. So we're going to look back at different things that happened on September 17th throughout history. So real quick, couple things.
You can't read? Oh, sorry. You choked. I had to make fun of you. All right, but go ahead.
Because the first one on my list is the one I got to do last. So I'm trying to save it. So I'm going through the list. So in 1996, Oprah launches her book club. I thought that was pretty
I didn't buy
cool.
it, but that probably is cool. I didn't buy it though, but that's good.
Well,
book
remember,
club?
whatever she talks about on her book club, whatever book she mentions, goes like it becomes New York bestseller.
Correct. It's not about her buying. She didn't sell a book. She started the book club on her show.
Yep.
And then every book that's been on there has become influential in the world because she recommended it. Right?
Dang, that was my bad.
Yeah, but she was. I mean, it's Oprah, man. I mean, let me ask you
Think
guys
about
this.
her influence.
Has there ever been a more influential woman in history?
No, like not
Maybe,
really.
No,
bro.
not as
not
Oprah. I think we'll go maybe Michelle Obama second.
No, but that's now.
That's current.
But that's now.
Yeah, but he's
Mother
talking about.
Teresa,
about-
I mean, like, but still, Oprah.
I mean, you could
Winfrey,
go
like,
Mother Teresa. I mean,
Joan of
Mother
Arc.
Teresa. Yeah.
Joan of Arc. You know, there's some people out there, but
Harriet
Oprah
Tubman.
Winfrey-
But
Yeah,
that's
but
those
Oprah
people.
Winfrey, man, she is a. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, when have we ever seen a woman be a mogul like that? Never. There's never been a more powerful woman in throughout history than Oprah Winfrey, except for maybe Cleopatra. Like she might have been the most powerful woman ever.
before they started nominating and they're going into presidential race and all that, a lot of people were saying, what if Oprah runs? She probably has a chance of beating Donald Trump because
Everybody
of
would have
her
a car.
influence. But I'm just saying,
You get a car,
economy
you
does
get
great.
a car. You watch him, you get a car.
vote for me, you get a car. But think about how
that'll
big
literally
and powerful
be
she
the
would
slogan.
be, that people would say she can beat him. If we go in celebrity versus celebrity, she would beat him.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how the influence she has, and she's the queen of Chicago.
Yeah. So
You
how
think
about
Jordan
in-
is? She's the queen.
How about
I
1787?
thought Alejandro was the king of Chicago. But whatever. Go ahead.
Now,
Go ahead.
in 1787, the U.S. Constitution was signed. Thought that was pretty cool.
That's cool. It's same week.
September 17th, on that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that day.
1787, the U.S. Constitution was finally signed. And it was 38 out of the 41 delegates. So they were able to get ratification because they got, I think, 9 of the 13 states to go ahead with it. And they were able to get the Constitution. NASA
I would
unveils
say
go ahead.
that's some 38 ugly motherfuckers signing that shit with them ugly ass wigs.
They did some weird shit back then, that's for sure.
And
Messiah,
they look
what
like
did you
this.
feel?
Hey, they look
Messiah,
like
you still got
Gaston
your
where
wig?
he don't get a haircut and he blow dries out his hair.
That was a fashion statement. That was
Blow dry my hair.
status,
it's hair
bro.
Dry, hair
Was that
dry.
you rocked that shit, didn't you, bro?
mine just had the little curls
Yeah,
on it. You
curl.
know, like the Soul Glow curls.
Yeah, the Jericho. Okay.
Oh my god.
How about NASA? In 1976, NASA unveils its first space shuttle, the Enterprise.
That's
Now,
dope. That's
okay.
dope.
The reason this was a big deal, because what they used to do is they'd be on the back of planes, okay? And they would fly the
Yep.
plane up, and then it would just kind of like plummet back down to Earth. This was the first one that once it flew up, it actually released from the plane and was able to take off on its own accord and travel into orbit,
Okay, that's
which
dope.
was pretty cool, right?
Did they wear headsets like?
Well,
Gaston?
speaking of that, there's gonna be a new
They're about that size.
Okay.
there's gonna be a new show on Netflix. It's gonna be a documentary about what happened with the Challenger.
Yeah.
You guys remember the Challenger?
Yep.
Yeah.
The
What year?
explosion-
That was
set
what? That
NASA
was
back.
85. That was 85,
88,
I
I
guess?
believe. I can tell you right now because it's in the conversation.
I remember watching it on TV, like because there was a
Which-
teacher on it, so a lot of the schools were playing it on
1980
TV.
January 28th, 1986.
Yeah, 86. Okay, yeah, that's the last time the Patriots made. The
I wasn't
playoffs.
even thought of yet, bro.
I was like, 4
Yeah, I
years
remember the
old.
Challenger. The Challenger. I remember
Or
watching
Messiah
it.
was
Which-
like 4 million years old or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which was
I mean,
the space
yeah,
shuttle
he-
that blew up in
That's the Challenger.
Challenger.
What was it Challenger?
The Challenger.
Yeah.
yeah. The
No,
Challenger.
I could have sworn there was one more recent.
There was another one.
Well, I was-
like
when
early
I was alive.
2000s.
But was there people in this one on the early
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, there was because that one had a teacher too, I believe.
No, that one didn't have a teacher.
We'll have to
The
go back
80s,
and take a
the
look at that.
Challenger had a teacher in it.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, okay.
Keep going.
But
Keep going.
I remember that.
I'm
That
liking this.
made news. Like everybody was watching that, and
This
it's just
one-
like
This one, real quick, I think is really important because of where we're at in the country and everything. In 1983, Vanessa Williams becomes the first ever Black Miss America.
wow.
But here's the thing: there was controversy. Less
why?
than a year later, she had to give up her crown after nude photos of her surfaced.
There's news photos of her.
I guess there was.
Oh, not no more.
She became Vanessa Williams. She started doing movies after that. She started coming out with Rick
Yep.
Fox and a lot of movies.
You
After
look-
that, she launched a successful singing and acting career, including a feature role in the television sitcom Ugly Betty.
I think
Okay.
certain people on here is about to go premium to find that.
Oh, well, listen, Goldo's going to watch
I
this
can't
episode, and he's going to be looking that shit up real quick. What do I...
Yeah, but she came out in what was that movie? That movie that was really really good movie. Forget it. I can't even think about it. It's
Independence Day? Wasn't that Vanessa Williams?
No, she came out in the movie with it has to do with Thanksgiving. It was a huge movie.
Isn't that crazy though? Think about it. How you got to give
What?
up your crown because nude photo leaks. But I'm sure plenty of those Miss Americas were sending nudes out to many.
Well, here's but this is what
Well,
we
not
laugh
all of
about
them.
it
I'm
when
not
we go
speaking for all of
back.
them, but I'm sure there was some that sent nude pictures to people.
But here's the
except she
difference
was-
between now and then, right? We talk about generations and stuff. In 1983, you got in trouble for that stuff, right? But now
Yep.
Kim Kardashian literally sparked her career off that. Jesus Christ.
I didn't hear anything you said. You guys heard what he said?
He became a member of the Decepticons.
Yeah,
Oh,
his
I like
mic
that
went
one.
off.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I don't know, but that picture gotta go. Like he looked like freshman year Sheck Monster.
Well, we lost
That
you
picture.
again.
I know because somebody called me, man. I don't even want to talk about it. But
Oh my
okay.
lord! Rule number
Shut up.
one.
I can't put on airplane mode or I can't be on with you, I thought.
Yeah, you could, as long as you're still on Wi-Fi.
Oh, because I'm not
Come on, did
recording.
you just learn how to use your phone?
Shut up.
Um,
So listen, but Kardashian out here launching her freaking career over some nudes and some, sex
Sex
videos,
tape.
but this chick had to give her shit back. But that's the way it
Well-
happens sometimes.
well, also we also live in
different.
That's why. That's
and
my
we also
point.
live in
That's
a
my
time.
point.
Yeah, we also live in a time that people want. Now people are asking for freedom of sexuality, right? They want to go out there and do whatever they want, and that's why OnlyFans exists. That's why all these other things exist, where people are just doing whatever they want, and then you can't tell me anything about it. So that's why that's the different times from '83 to where we're at now.
I also think the difference is too, because there's been Miss Americas who've shown up in Playboy and stuff. I think it was the timing that it wasn't far enough removed. You know what I'm saying? Like if she would have done it 3
Yeah.
years later, there is no more crown to give back because guess what? You have 2 more Miss Americas on top of that, right? It's all about the timing of things at time. I think sometimes too. But I thought it was kind of cool to learn about. I mean, September 17th, first ever Black Miss America. Last thing I want to talk about back in the life of Mezia is in 1394. King Charles the Sixth
Shit.
of
He was
France
alive, bro.
orders all Jews expelled from the kingdom, and it was the order of that outlived the monarchy and remains one of the major contributing factors of why France has such a small population of Jews living in their country was because of 1394. Talk about
That's
crazy.
interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who was it? Who was the king?
King Charles the Sixth. If I have my Roman
Okay.
numerals right, the V then the I is the 6, right?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, because
six.
it's the I and the V is the 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so. I gotta get my Roman numerals,
You gotta get your
so
numbers
yeah.
together.
We gotta get
Yeah.
you a clock.
Oh
It
boy.
was a culmination of a series of anti-Semitic
That's
orders
gonna be-
from the
I'm back.
monarchs of France. So this was just something that's been ongoing, and he just made it a law and just outlawed Jews from the country.
That's brazy.
But it was that era, bro.
But you
That
say
was,
that
the
era,
Templar era.
But that
I,
era,
I was
but
an
yeah,
assassin in those days.
In the 40s, we had that same shit happen. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the era, it's history repeating itself. But, no, what do you guys think about that? Could you imagine an entire country, expelling people based on their religion? I mean, what do you think about that?
I mean,
What's
Gaston
that
got
shit
expelled
happens
from
now.
school all the time.
What?
I've been suspended from school twice for the same reason, but I've
For your
never been
religion?
expelled. I wouldn't. No,
What the fuck you talking about?
no. 'cause
Well, that shit
Nelly
still
said
happens.
Oh,
That happens in the world. Like you have war within religion. So you have,
Yeah.
like let's say you have a whole country that's it's Muslim based, right? Or Christian based, and then they go after a different kind of religion, small population of religion, and they're trying to either become a little war and just in a little section. That happens.
Yeah.
It still happens, which is weird that even in the 21st century, it's still happening.
you know what the problem is? That there's people out there giving certain religions bad names, and I think that's what it
Yep.
comes down to. And there's a chick out there recently.
thing.
There's a chick out there recently who gave the Jewish people a bad name, Jessica Krug. And she really did the Jewish people dirty on this one. And I'm gonna let my boy Mezia kind of talk about it a little bit, and at least don't talk about it. Just go ahead and tell the situation, and then throw it off to one of the other guys to talk about it a little bit. But I'll let you explain the situation and how she besmirched the good name of the Jewish people.
I like how you break it down like that, and you kind of like, yo, don't talk about it too much, because last time when I started talking about a topic, you was like, yo, you fell asleep.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, so her name is Jessica Krug. I can't pronounce that name. So she is a professor at
Krug.
Krug. That's it.
Got it.
All right. So she's a professor at George Washington University. George Washington University. So the reason why she just made the headlines is because she actually just came out. I think she was doing an interview, or she wrote an article, and in the article she was saying how she identify herself as black, or use like Caribbean blackness, Latinos, that influence. She used that as an identity to her advantage, and I guess she had a guilty conscience, and then something told her to just let it out. So she wrote about it. And then she got shit for it, and she was a big professor. She was about to get 2 awards for her book, because her books were doing good, right? She was about to get 2 awards. One of them was the Harriet Tubman award, and there was another award. I forgot to write that one down, but it's crazy though, like how the other person that do it, that everybody knew about it, was her name was Rachel Dolezal. I can't pronounce the name, but she was another white person that identifies as black, identify herself as black, and she used that to her advantage, I guess. But I don't get it though. Like, do they do most of the business over the phone that people don't see them?
Well, first of all, she didn't. Real quick though, to get it right, she never outed herself. She was outed by somebody. Okay.
Well, no, she did it herself first before somebody out there did it, because she wrote about it. There was people out there saying, hey. I don't think this is. She
wrote about her experiences that she claimed she had, and the people did the research on her and found out that she lived experiences as a white Jewish child in suburban Kansas City. Yeah, and Kansas, her North African blackness and the U.S. rooted blackness, then Caribbean rooted Bronx blackness. That there was just nothing added up. That's
like the last name Cruz. Yep.
Yeah, and she got outed by somebody, and that's when she was let go from her position. So
what do you think of something like that happening? So here's why.
Let him speak then. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Let one of the other people get a chance.
But
go ahead. Because I
know you do. I know you do. Let them go.
I don't honestly. I don't know. I don't see what the purpose of doing that was. Like, I mean, I know she had a fund, but still, that doesn't make any sense to me to do that. Like, what? Why would you make up your life story?
Because
I don't. To me, I mean, I don't see the pro to it. But
that's what I was going to say.
Something underlying that I'm not understanding.
The pro could be affirmative action, right? And think about it. If you're going to college and you're able to say you're of a minority descent, you have a better opportunity to get in college. Same thing is when you're dealing with colleges. Same thing could be employment, right? You might have an advantage over over your competition because you have a minority background, and they're trying to fill a quota, which is not. I'm not going to go into right now whether that's right or wrong. But Gaston, what do you think about this?
What Krug did is very unethical when we look at it just point blank. A lot of it is what she was doing. She was banking on it. She was banking on this history that was falsified, and they were giving her these opportunities, and she was about to get this award. But in reality, all she did was hurt herself, and she represented her community and her heritage incorrectly. At the end of the day, if you can't be 100% with your heritage and kind of success off of it, you don't deserve to claim that nationality, that creed, or anything like that. And what she did was super bad. Like, she doesn't even look like a black woman, at least in my opinion, from the photos that she posted up on from what she's posted up with her book. But she banked off a lot of it because a lot of her books were about those specific subjects. There's a photo of her holding a book that's called Fugitive Minorities. and it's
No,
like there's
yeah,
a trained
Monterey.
up background, and it was one of her books that sold out a lot, and you can tell like that book, the art style is very different from what you would see in traditional art styles of books of now. So when you look at it, she's banking off of this, and she's living a lie, and she's being publicized and embraced as a lie. And then when everything comes out to shine, this is why she had to resign. It was either she resigned or they removed her. And at the end of the day, what's worse, that everybody was acknowledging her greatness on a lie, or that she was living the lie and not coming to terms with it? So it's 50-50. It's wrong either way, and her stepping out of it before things got out of hand is good, but it's also, she should have to have some consequences for that event, even with her degree or with the subjects that she taught. It's not fair going forward.
Her book was a finalist to win the Harriet Tubman Prize and the Frederick Douglass Book Prize.
Frederick Douglass. That was the other person,
and then what you're doing is you're taking opportunity away from those people who are actually had those hardships, right? And I think that's to me like the biggest shame of it is, if you would have wrote as a third person, maybe the book still would have been good. But people took that book because they thought you experienced those things in your life. Yeah. And you just basically lied about it, Go ahead.
But what if she did? But what if she did experience that? But she just identified, because then she tried to use the excuse of how she grew up. She tried to use the psychology behind it. Oh, I grew up very poor, very, very this and this and that, broken home, or whatever, right?
Color.
I understand that, but maybe that's how she's gonna justify it, right? Because she was trying to use that as a reason, right? But anyways, here's my thing on it. I think these things happen because a lot of the stuff that's the door's been open to. I give you an example. Why can't she? And I might see this differently. I'm not saying everybody should go out there and do this, but if people could choose what they want to be identified as, why is it wrong for somebody to be identified as a different race? Why is that wrong? If we accept people identifying themselves as transgender, identify themselves as male, as a female, when they're, if we accept that, start accepting, is it wrong? I could be, do we open the door? Do we open up that box, right? Pandora's box, and then now you have two women. There's probably out there more that hasn't come out, but you have two women right now happen to be white, and then now for them, they identify themselves as black. Now I'll give you an example of things that have happened growing up. I grew up in Boston. Everybody knows that shit. I grew up with predominantly was black and Latinos, but there is also poor white people living in the projects. When you look at them, when you're chilling with them, they're your boys and everything, they behave just like you behave. You grew up in that. Now, I'm not saying they identify themselves as black or Latino. They're still white people, but the way they behave, somebody from the outside can be like, look at this guy trying to act like he's black or Latino and this and that. No, that's just the way he is. I'm not saying he's identifying themselves that way. Now, the difference is these people are. So if we can accept, or if the world is starting to accept people identify themselves as whatever they want to identify themselves, what's wrong with them being identifying themselves as black or as whatever race they want? Because eventually it's going to lead to that.
Okay, but granted, you got to think about it. Just because what you went through as a child or your adulthood or the eras you lived in, that doesn't change your race at the end of the day.
I understand.
Unfortunately, if I'm white in a poor situation, then that's my situation, right?
Yes.
I don't go, hey,
I agree with that.
I was raised in the streets and this and that, drugs, gangs, whatever, and I'm African American now, or I'm Latino. No, you were white and you grew up and in hardship, whatever. But look where I'm at now. It doesn't.
Here's the difference.
Doesn't take away.
Can I tell you the difference?
Go ahead.
Quick?
Yes.
Check.
I'll tell you the difference. Okay. Sex, there is a clear definition of a difference of sex, right? There's male and there's female. Okay? There's a clear separation, and at no point has anybody made a movement that they think men and women should be the same sex. Has there? Right? There's never been anything to say that men and women should be the same sex. When we look at race, there's a movement out there today for equality. That when you identify yourself as another race, what you're really doing is you're putting down that other race. Okay, you're not bringing it up because what you're saying, you don't realize it when you just said it. That if you had a bad life, if you lived in the hood, if you did this thing, you're going to identify yourself as black or Latino. That's basically, I understand you didn't mean to say it like that, but that's what you basically said, right? Where the whole movement right now that we're working with is that everybody's equal regardless of color of the skin. But there's never been a movement that says men and women that different sexes are equal. Guess what? There's always going to be a separation of restrooms, right? There's always going to be the different clothing. Like there's always going to be a certain level of separation with how you identify internally that way. But we're trying to get away from the world where you identify as a color of skin. And so when you do that and you say that, why is it different? That's why it's different. Because we want to get to a point that a black man can walk down the street and he's not identified as a black man. He's identified as a man. And he's not going to be held accountably differently for that.
I agree with that.
Right? That's where the difference comes in when it comes to transgender or how people want to identify themselves as male and female versus how you try to identify yourself as a race. Because the problem is, this is back to stereotypes. Because what's the common stereotype? You wear your pants baggy, you got gold teeth, you got a gold chain as a white boy, you're trying to identify yourself as black because that's a negative condensation about the black race. And what happens when you put or the Spanish race? But what happens when a black guy wears a pair of khakis and a sweater and likes to go play golf? Well, now he's identifying himself with the white race. He's an Uncle Tom. Those are negative condensations that we're trying to get away from. Right? That's what we're trying to move away. That's where we're trying to get better about in this country.
Well, I think valid point. I think. Go ahead. I was gonna bring something up. Go ahead.
I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like at least my point of view, because I'm really big into the Polynesian culture. I think that's an amazing culture and the way they are, and I'm a fan of that culture. But it all goes down to, can you claim that you're, like, for example, can I say one day, oh yeah, I'm gonna be Polynesian, I'm gonna go move to New Zealand and live with people that have Samoan descent.
Beautiful
like,
over there, by the way.
You just can't do that. You can raise your kids in that culture and they can adapt and they can assimilate into it, but at the end of the day, I'll use myself as that child will be Puerto Rican. That child will be Puerto Rican and Pakistani, if you use that example. But at the end of the day, you can't just go and change your nationality. It comes from your bloodline. With the whole gender thing, you're able to change your gender or accept it as transgender or gender fluidity, but your culture, you can't. You can say at the end of the day, I'm Puerto Rican, but I was raised in a suburban white neighborhood and I was born in the rich area and all that stuff, and I got to experience that. But at the end of the day, when you look back, your ancestors come from that specific area. So at the end of the day, your bloodline can't be changed. You can't go and splice your DNA and say, all right, I'm going to be Polynesian now, and I can do that, as opposed to gender that you're able to. So the biggest thing for these two people that have done that is to be able to claim that culture and have no blood ties to it or no upbringing in it, and just make this whole false life and this whole false career off of it. That's what makes it wrong at the end of the day. Going back,
you know what I
took
think
advantage
about?
of the and they took advantage of those situations too. They took advantage of what they were getting, the awards and all that, and which other, like Sheckman said, like they took away from those people that really needed it and all that. So that's a good point.
No, I think about this, brings up the Fresh Prince episode where like Will Smith is like at a party or something and Carlton's like there, and the guy tells Carlton like, get out, like, and others saying like, you're not black. And then Carlton's like, just because I was raised in Beverly Hills with money doesn't mean I'm not black. It's just decided that my parents took a different route with their life. That doesn't make me any less black or things like that. So, like I said, it doesn't like matter where you come from. Like, I just don't think like she should have did that. Like, she could have been. Honestly, she could have been successful just going with about it. Because think about it.
Well, she got a doctorate degree.
I know, but I think it's still messed up. That what if somebody wrote a book that was equally as good, but wasn't claiming African descent, and she got it over them because they wanted diversity, and now she took away the spotlight for somebody else. Like, that shit's fucked up.
Well, or maybe wrote something similar, but because her name already and out there, and people already relate to what she was going through. I'm like, man, you know, and she got the credit for it versus the other person.
But I think
It's
it goes back to what
unfortunate in this
Gaston
world.
said.
No, I was just gonna agree with you, Shaq, man. It's just unfortunate in this world. There's companies and schools that need to meet quotas for diversity.
Oh yeah, but I think it goes back what Gaston said is that there's a way that you and kind of what you were trying to I think get at, Lewis or Mezia, but you know, I think it comes back to this. You can relate to a culture, right? But that doesn't change your bloodline. So, for instance, if I grow up, I'm a white Jewish male, but if I grow up in a all African community, right, and that's the culture I live, I can tell people that I was raised in this culture, but I as a white Jewish male, right? Like you can claim a culture even though you're not born into it. So like you said, if you move to New Zealand and get in this or wherever it is and get involved in the Samoan culture and that's what becomes your life, you can still claim that as your culture. But like you say, it doesn't change your heritage. So there's no reason you can't so you should come out and be honest about it then when you're applying for these jobs or you're writing these books. Listen, I am a different story. I was a young Jewish girl who grew up in a certain area, had a certain upbringing, and I can understand and relate to these hardships and these things because of, you know, I had those same hardships and these things type of thing. So,
well, I think the biggest thing that where we still have to learn and we as a country as a system is one of the biggest thing is in the applications or school, wherever you go, what race are you? What do you identify yourself at? Where do you? I think that's the biggest. Like, why does that matter, right? I know it has to meet certain numbers. It has to meet those. But why is that part of an application? Why is that part of wherever you go to fill out something? Why does if you're male or female matters? Why does and I get it. It has to do with numbers. How many females has job versus male has job? What positions that? I get it. There's a big number that goes out towards the country and all that. But why does that part needs to be filled out? Right?
And listen, it goes, but it's everywhere in our country. To the point, have you ever heard of the Rooney Rule?
The Ronnie Rule?
The Rooney Rule.
No, I never heard of it.
So the owner and he's no longer with us, but the owner for the Steelers, Art Rooney, in his honor, there is a rule that every NFL team has to interview an African American individual for their positions. That they are mandated by the league that they must interview at least one for head coaching and front office positions. And that's the world we live in.
Yeah, but that's just crazy that there needs to be a mandate for that shit.
I know.
Like, it's just already
that goes back to what we're fighting this country every day, and then you know why we're marching, why we're on the streets, and what people are doing.
Well, here's the thing I was gonna bring up, and I think this is where we, I know pride has to do a lot with everything, right? And pride of your heritage, pride of where you come from, and all that. But why when something big or something huge or gets done by a specific person, the race gets introduced? So I'll give you an example. Martin Luther King. Well, I can't use him because it's civil rights. So let's say somebody invented peanut butter. Supposedly the guy who invented peanut butter was a black guy, right? And it was stolen by somebody else, right? But why does it have to be a black guy invented this, or a white person invented this, or this race did this?
But that's
why do we use that as an identity to give it more powerful?
We're still in that point of that point of this world. We still identify by race, and I think that's why
that's. Yeah, and I think that's why we create separations.
Right. Correct. It's always why we create separation. But, I mean, that's just where we're at. And I think the other thing that when we talk about separating, it's about our feet separating as we're running down the street. And that sneaker of the day. Let's go. You know what time it is.
Bro, that was good. That was
smooth.
Yeah. Bro, that was smooth. That's a good slide into the DMs line right there, bro. Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your boy Nelly on the ones and twos, and I'm talking about them shoes with the sneaker of the day. Let's go.
Right. Before I show you the sneaker of the day, just want to do a quick shout out real quick. UJC Commerce, Kissimmee Jewelers out here, downtown Kissimmee. They got your boy looking right. And that's what, I'm accessorized. They cleaned up my stuff for me, and I got a couple new things for them. So this gonna be my swag for sneaker of the day. So, right?
Okay.
So you see, go check my boy out, Alex Jr.
Listen,
Alex.
let's
Either
be
one
honest.
to go by both.
Let's be honest. If you're gonna have some fly ass kicks, like my boy Nelly during Sneak of the Day, you gotta have some bling to go along with it.
Yeah, you
and
do.
You gotta go hit up the
you
spot that my boy Nelly's talking about, so you can accessorize not just with the kicks, but with the flicks. Let's go.
Yeah, he got me the new
Bling,
earrings
bling.
out here. Bling,
You know what I'm
bling.
saying?
Blink,
Looking
blink.
good.
Yo, he
got
told me you can
everything
send it
over
my
there.
way too, bro. I'll support that stuff. What you got for me?
Yeah, I don't know. You gotta hit him up. But today, it's gonna be the Retro 14 MJ, the last shot.
Ooh.
So we're gonna slowly.
So he was wearing those when he took the last shot?
He wishes.
slowly. Well, I mean, if I did, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, right.
I'd have plenty of money.
That's true.
I'll be
Remember
driving the Beamer
years.
you drive.
Those are tight.
Oh, I love the black and red.
Yeah,
That's
that's
sick.
dope. That's really dope.
So I do want to make a shout out. Shout out to my honey. She got me this as a gift back in the day when these first
those
released.
are
Straight.
fire.
So these are straight from New York as well. And the
Wait,
salesperson was
do you have any
Leonard
announcements
Jack.
about you and your honey you want to throw out there to the world? Or
Yes,
about bling.
yes. Yeah, we talking about
some
bling,
bling.
right? Shout out.
Yeah, let's
anyways, yeah. So UJC Commerce and Kissimmee Jewelers, Alex, check them out, or my junior, either other way, and then Victor, the owner. Those guys got some awesome pieces over there.
Check 'em out on Instagram, too.
They got everything. Check them out on IG. We got some things coming with them as well. But yeah, quick announcement here. I am engaged to the love of my
Congratulations.
life, Elizabeth Martinez.
can we get a little cameo from her real quick?
Yes,
You
yes. You got to get up.
stop in real
you gotta
quick.
show.
Come on.
You got to show your face.
Come
you got to
on.
do it. Yeah.
No crawling, no
Special
crawling.
guest.
Yeah,
No crawling this time, though.
Yeah,
No crawling. Yeah. Make sure you're good. You're good. Hurry up. Yeah.
She's always good.
Just announcing.
What's
so
up,
this
beautiful?
is my beautiful.
Congratulations!
He's saying congratulations.
Super
Oh,
excited. Super excited.
So excited.
So
So
excited.
excited.
So excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you're good now. Thank
Okay.
you. Appreciate it.
Go back to the corner, baby. Go.
Your time is done.
Nobody puts Barbie in the corner.
But yes, we are getting married. We are engaged. No, the ring pictures will be up soon. Just getting it retouched up. But she just got mine today from Kissimmee Jewelers, UJC Commerce as well. So I don't know what she got me. I just know I picked from a selection, and the selection was very tight and dope. So I'm sure it's really good. We booked the venue already. So obviously COVID style. If you're not invited, I do apologize. But just know I love you. Just because I had to get everybody in there.
Look at Check Monster just.
I know Check Monster's like, what the heck? Hey man, if you can get the time off,
I'm out. Guys, I'm done for the night. Thanks. It was real fun.
We're not even.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't
Check
even
Monster was
finish.
gonna bring that. Check Monster was gonna bring that drink
It
he's
was
been
gonna be
waiting.
that,
The
but
Bacardi.
I-
That was supposed to be. That was going to be cracked on
But
the
you
wedding.
can't. But you can't bring that. It's open bar already. You can't bring liquor.
I don't care.
boy.
I'll still bring that. Fuck that.
okay.
Yeah, you gotta
That
bring
was
that.
fine.
He hasn't. He's not gonna crack into you there.
Yeah. Anyways, so October 2nd, we're sealing the deal there. Tying the knot. Keeping my Capital One card clean, and handling business the way it is. Gaston, what's up, man? You quiet over there, bro? What's going on?
No, that's awesome, dude. I'm very happy for you guys. You guys deserve each other. That's amazing.
Check Monster,
of the
you got
day
a
was
speech?
great.
You got a speech?
I hope you guys have fun without me. I mean,
Oh my god.
He's hurt.
Yo, I'm not. First of all, time out. Okay.
We can
I
talk
just
about it
got
after
the
show.
venue.
We can talk
Okay,
about it
all
after
right,
the
whatever,
show.
whatever.
That's
fine,
okay.
Whatever.
But no, honestly, I brought it up
I'm
because
not done.
I did want to give you guys some love. I want to make sure the Gen Shock family out there knows that there's a celebration, coming up. And I think, these people who support us, they care about us. They care about our lives. And this is a big moment in your life. So I just wanted, if you were okay with it, I thought it would be good for you to share it with our Generation Shock family. So everybody knows. Don't worry, we'll post in the chat in the thing below where you guys can send wedding gifts to him. You know what I'm saying? Hit him up with some good stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nah, but seriously, we wanted to make sure we gave you congratulations. You guys are a great couple, great people. And I know I speak for everybody on this show that we love you guys to death, and you guys are gonna have a good, happy life together.
With you in
Yes,
it,
sir.
You're in my life still. Doesn't matter or not. Okay.
I think he's gonna cry. He looks like he's gonna cry.
Who, me?
No, Check Monster.
Because I'm just thinking of another thing I'm gonna miss out on because I moved up here. Stupid Northeast. Don't get invites.
Well,
but it's okay. Let's wrap it up. It's time to go. I want to thank everybody. Gaston, I want to thank you for coming on and taking over.
No problem, guys.
Hey, I do gotta talk to you, though.
The corruption of
I do gotta talk
Goldo's.
to you.
We'll talk afterward. The corruption of Goldo's interfaces and infrastructure. You stepped up big time. I really appreciate it every time you come on the show. You're a really good addition. Mezia, I appreciate you sharing some of your life history with us today. Thought it was a really good time. Your insight about firsthand events that happened were really amazing. And, to my boy Nelly, man, nothing but the brightest future for you and your new missus. So on that, I think we're going to go ahead and be out.
We are going to be out, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe. Thank you for all the love. Down below, there'll be a link for credit card hacks from my boy Mezia. And we out.
We got the right stuff. We put the hammer right down. Wanna be like us? You better stick around. If you want it, you gotta prove it. Like we do it. Like we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit, we clapping? Oh, damn, I wasn't ready. I wanted to make sure. Hold on. It's Mo Gabba, right? I don't want to get this. No, I don't want to. No, she didn't. I just want to make sure. Mo Gabba or More Gabba? I don't want to say his name wrong when I bring it up.
You seen that thing that the guy threw the ball by accident to LeBron James in the back of the head? He turned around. He was like, yo, I'm kidding, bro. It was an accident. Making it seem like LeBron was going to whoop his ass. LeBron James.
Go ahead. It's stream instead of record. We're good now. Oh, yep. It said watch live now. I just got a notification. Fuck. Oh, yeah. Hope nobody goes on there. It's tomorrow, fellas.